Well, welcome to the WYSIWYG Editor Unit, Sections 3 and 4. This is the second half of the WYSIWYG unit. And of course, you might not be doing this in the same block as this recording is done, so your week might be different, but this is the second half of it, of the unit. And of course, no matter when you're doing this, you'll have the write-up, and then 2 assignments for this week is the graphics assignment and navigation bar assignment, and then you have the quiz. Now, as I hope you know, hopefully you've already done sections 1 and 2, because that's where you started this whole autobiography project, and this is the completion of that autobiography project. If you haven't done sections 1 and 2, you need to get those done first, the work done first in those, before you can move on to these projects. So I'm going to go ahead and slide down and jump right in on this on week 5. So as always, we want to look at the write-up first. So here we are looking at the write-up. A second here. As this is coming up, it's going a little bit slow right now. The thing to remember again is need to do sections 1 and 2 first before you move on to sections 3 and 4. So in sections 3 and 4, what is the exact folder for all your image for the autobiography graphics work? What's the way you can make your images stand out on a web page? How's the thumbnail image useful? What is one way to save thumbnail images so you remember what they are? When inserting an image, why must you always choose URL as relative to page location? Why must you choose that? How many thumbnail images will you need for one of your pages? And do you have to add a background page for this assignment? So again, up here in sections 1 and section 2, you did some work on autobiography project, and this is just to keep going on that autobiography project. And we're into the graphics part of this. In the graphics part of it, this is where you're going to put pictures into the pages you've created in that autobiography. So you can see up here it talks about pictures. So your photos need to be ready. So you can open up your photos in a photo editing program like Photo Editor, Fireworks, Photoshop, whatever, and make sure you resize the height and the width so it's smaller than 500. Ideally around 250 would be good. And you can see down here this has this picture like 250, 350, taller than higher, or taller than wider. So you want to make sure you do that for all of your pictures. And then you're going to save your pictures in a folder called Images that is inside the Unit 4 folder. So that's the exact place where you save your images for this. Unit 4 folder in a folder called Images. That's where they have to go. And you're going to do different photos for each of your pages of your website. And remember, you have 6 pages of the website. There's the index page, and then there's the baby page and all of that. So you're going to have 1 picture for each page, and then one of your pages is going to have 3 or 4 pictures. So altogether you're going to end up with about 9 to 10 pictures. And I would suggest you put your pictures on your index page, your multiple pictures on your index page. So this is the exact way to do it. So in your document, and remember I have recordings for this, in the announcements, let me take you there. Right here in the announcements, under assignment directions, I have these recordings, and students have used them for the week 4 work and they did really well, and I have them for the week 5 work. Those walk you through how to do the work exactly. So let's get back to our page. So what you're going to do, so you have the tables that you've created in the previous project, and there's one big blank cell in the middle. That's where the pictures are going to go. And you're going to do this exactly. So you're going to click right in that large empty cell. You're going to click there. And then you're going to hit the insert button at the top of the screen. And then that allows you to start inserting images. And when you insert your images, you're going to go click right here to choose the file. Then you'll go to your Unit 4 Images folder. Then you'll, depending on what page you're on, if you're on your baby page, then you'll find whatever picture is for your baby page. And you have to click URL is relative to page location. You click that because that makes the pictures travel with the web pages when you send me your zip folder. You have to do that, and that's why you have to do it. And you want to put alternate text in. Remember, that shows up if somebody mouses over on your screen on the image. It tells it what it is. Change the size. Then you can also put a frame around images, and frames make pictures stand out, don't they? So you're still doing the images right here. You could hit appearance, and you could put like a 5 solid border. It's kind of a thick border, or you could put a 3 or a 2 or an 8 solid border. So that's how you can make them stand out, is by putting a border around. So you do that, and then you also want to hit the center command, because then that will center the picture in that box on the web page. So that's how you're creating this. Now when you're doing the pictures, like this shows, like this is the table around here that was created in a previous project. You can see the person in this sample one, the picture one right in the middle. And then they put a caption. So you can see the caption, Pam at 9 months. So you just click right outside the picture, then hit enter, and you can type right in that line, right underneath there. That's called the caption. And if you got your picture from somewhere else, then you need to cite it, like down here. But usually the pictures are your own, so you don't need to worry about citing it. Now we get to thumbnail images. And of course, thumbnails, the usefulness of thumbnails is that you can put a bunch of pictures on one page and then click on the picture and you can see the bigger picture. And they're called a thumbnail because when they're on a web page, they can be small as your thumb practically. And then you click on them. So I click on this one of these girls, and then you can see that it brings up a bigger picture. So it actually opens up to a separate page. So that's why it's called a thumbnail, and the usefulness of it is that you can put a lot of pictures on one page and then click on a picture to have it get bigger. So what you're going to do, and I would suggest it, you'd put like 3 thumbnails on your index page. They can be whatever pictures you want. So 3 thumbnails on your index page. And on the thumbnails, first you're going to size them. So you need to make the thumbnails smaller. And once you make them smaller, then you save it with the same name but put TH at the end. So check that out. Like Pam, she probably had a file called Pam1. And then she put Pam1TH. And that tells her that it's the thumbnail of the Pam1 picture. That's kind of a cool way to name it, isn't it? So you're going to put the photo in that big cell in your table and center it. And then you're going to put your this is talking about putting these in. So these are going to go in a little table at the bottom of your index page. And then you're going to put those thumbnails in. And you can see the thumbnails, the way you do those is that you make those thumbnails a link to the big picture. And then they'll automatically open up that big picture when you click on the thumbnail. That's how you do the thumbnail images. So for this assignment for the graphics, at least 1 photo on each page. Remember, one page needs to have 3 pictures on it, and I suggest the index page. Use the thumbnail for 3 photos on your index page. Use a table for the thumbnails. Link the thumbnail to the bigger size image. Add a caption for the thumbnail. A border around each of those, zip your unit folder and submit. The unit for folder and submit. So that's this assignment. And of course I have a recording that tells you exactly how to do it. Now you do not have to put background images in. You do not have to put background images in. It's pretty challenging, so I'm not going to require that, but you can mess with it if you want to. Okay, let's go back to the write-up, see if I answered all the questions. That one, yes, yes, thumbnail, yes, thumbnail, yes. Inserting an image, what URL is relative to page location, I talked about that. How many thumbnails, I talked about that. Do you have to use background graphics? No. So I answered all those. Good. Okay, section 4, why is navbar important? What is the term used for pages that go from one to another when you click? Are you required to make a graphical navigation bar? So let's go right on down to graphics assignment. So now on this one, or not graphics assignment, I'm sorry. navigation bar assignment. Now, navigation bar assignment, it starts right here. And when you think about navigation, what you're going to do, yours is going to look like this. As you work in your tables, you're going to have these 5 pages. So that's what you'll have. And what you're going to do, you'll just highlight the words like you'd highlight the word birth. So let's say this is your index page. You'd highlight the word birth, and then you'd click the word link, and then you would choose the file and you wanted birth to link to the birth page. And then that will automatically link. So that's all you do with these. You create your nav bar, then you highlight it, and then hit link, and then you go and you find the file that you want to link to. And for this case, if you highlighted birth, then you'd want to link to your birth page. If you highlighted preschool, you would want it to link to preschool page, whatever you name that. Now you can do these colors if you want to. That's fine with me. And when we talk about this, of course, what a nav bar is useful for, a nav bar will help you move from page to page in a website. Helps you navigate. And to make a page go from one to another, when you click on it, that's called a link, isn't it? It's called a link. So navbar, now this wants you to do buttons on a navbar. I will not require that. You do not have to put graphic buttons on your navbar. You can get extra credit if you do put graphic buttons on, but I'm not going to require it. It's pretty tough. So you do not have to put buttons. You can just use the text. So your navigation bar will probably just be a text navigation bar. That's fine with me. So for this assignment, you're going to add buttons instead of buttons. Of course, you're just going to add links. So you're going to end up with links going from every page to every other page, right? So you can move from page to page to page to page to page in your autobiography. And that's all that this requires. And you want to just make sure everything looks good, and when you have it all to where everything links to the correct pages and all of that, and what you want to do is you want to make sure you open it up in Internet Explorer or whatever browser you have and test all of your links. Make sure they go to the correct pages, because I'll check nearly every one. Then you submit your Unit 4 folder zipped, and that's it. And remember, you do not have to put extra graphics or any of that stuff. You're just going to use text links to go from page to page to page. And just make sure you save everything as you go along. We have a discussion. We're not doing a discussion. So that's the end of this unit. And of course the quiz is over here in the quiz preview. So that wraps this up, the autobiography project. And I just want to go back to the home page for a minute, if that will get us there, taking forever. I want to go back to the home page just to remind you of where the recordings are. But remember, yeah, here we go. Assignment directions right here. Videos of me doing the actual work. Now these videos are from a different semester, but the information can still be used. The dates might be different, things like that, but the information showing you how to do the work, those are still going to be the same. So that is all I have for you for this week. I look forward to your work coming in, and look forward to these big assignments getting done and getting done well. So thank you very much, everyone. Bye.